Welcome to DIYEasyCrafts.com, how to make your own custom turtle stepping stones. The design for these turtles you can get off of the web. You can just search for turtle sketch, pick one that you think looks nice, and then I just transferred that sketch onto a piece of 1.5 inch thick styrofoam insulation, which I obtained from Home Depot. The transfer, I just kind of sketched it as best I could to match the design I printed off of the internet. I then took a jigsaw and I set the blade at a slight angle so that the finished cutout is going to be smaller on one side, larger on the other side. Basically a funnel effect that will allow the poured concrete, after it's dry, to very easily pop out of this mold that we're creating out of the styrofoam. Now, once the mold is completely cut out, I just basically traced it again and then again onto another piece of the same styrofoam. For a turtle this size, I was able to get 4 little mini molds out of one sheet of the fiberglass insulation. And again, that's 1.5 inch styrofoam insulation, which is available at Home Depot or any similar store. And if you flip this mold over, you'll see what I'm talking about as far as that jigsaw being on a little bit of an angle. You see how one side of the mold is slightly larger than the other. In this way, the concrete hopefully will pop right out of that mold without much difficulty. Once all of the molds are cut out, I took some chicken wire or some wire mesh. I cut it into strips, bent it appropriately so it just sticks up off the ground a little bit. And this is just to add a little bit of additional strength for each of the legs and the wings and the head. And then I'm going to add concrete or cement. I have colored the cement to match paving stones that are existing in my backyard. But you can use any color, or you could just use uncolored cement, whatever you desire. Because there is some chicken mesh or some wire mesh in each mold, you do want to work that concrete or the cement down through the mesh, and you can just kind of use a chopping effect or a pushing effect with the trowel. Make sure that the mold is completely full, and then you do want to smooth out the concrete as much as possible. The top surface that you're working on is actually going to be the surface of the stepping stone, so you do want that to be smooth. Now, a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours after these molds are poured, we can go back and with the same trowel add some lines into that turtle to really give the shell a nice effect. After it's dried for a complete 24 hours, you can pop the concrete out of the mold. And then what I'm using is a disc grinder with a sanding wheel just to break the edge around the complete diameter of the stepping stone. And this gets rid of any sharp edges right along that outside diameter. And this is done before the concrete gets super hard. 24-hour period seems to work pretty nicely. Now with the same sanding wheel or disc grinder, you can also add a little bit of texture to each of the fins as well as to the head. The added benefit of doing this is it adds a little bit of contrast between the body of the turtle and the shell. Finished product can be used as a decoration in any garden or on any lawn or as stepping stones. They can be made in almost any size, almost any design. Your own custom-made turtle stepping stones. Please check us out on the web at DIYEasyCrafts.com. Please check out our other how-to videos, and if you liked this video, I ask that you subscribe to this YouTube channel.